Well, hello everyone. It is February 21st, 2017, Tuesday, and this is Computer Magazine. I'm Chris Swearingin, and we are going to go over all the fascinating news in the digital world today. So stay tuned. In the meantime, if you'd like to chat with us live while the show's going on, go to computermagazine.com/chat. And if you would like to call in live, call 408-337-2775. If you have a question or want to add something to the stories we're doing, or if you want to talk over anything else technology related, I'm the guy. So stay tuned, and we will go over all the exciting developments in the digital world today. Well, remember, you can find links to all of the stories I discuss here on computermagazine.com in the description below the video. So make sure you check them out to learn more. And also comment. Let us know what you think. Let us know your thoughts on each of these stories. So from GeekWire, Verizon drops Yahoo acquisition price by $350 million following data breach disclosures. Well, only $350 million. Would have thought it was more. Verizon said it will pay $4.48 billion to acquire Yahoo's operating business, a reduction of $350 million off the original price, following a pair of big data breaches disclosed last year. Last week, reports indicated that the telecommunication giant was seeking to drop the original price of $4.83 billion by about $250 million. The deal is expected to close in the second quarter of this year, and Verizon said the breaches will not be considered as possible business material adverse effects, legal contingencies that can let the acquiring company back out of a deal. Well, frankly, I am surprised that Verizon didn't back out of the deal, or that they didn't get a reduction of $1 billion or so. But I suppose there's still some value in Yahoo with the intellectual properties. So this next story is from Ars Technica, and it's a doozy. AT&T says its merger with Time Warner is exactly what customers want. Huh! With AT&T planning to avoid Federal Communications Commission's review of its merger with Time Warner, Senate Democrats led by Al Franken recently asked the company to prove that the acquisition will benefit Americans. AT&T gave its response on Friday with a letter that describes the merger's promised benefits, including targeted advertising. Oh boy. More relevant advertising in ad-supported video services is one of the customer benefits highlighted by AT&T in its letter. The company previously courted controversy by scanning customers' web browsing in order to deliver personalized ads. Customers had to pay at least $29 a month extra to opt out of the personalized ads, but AT&T ultimately ended that program late last year. Yeah, you remember that? That was pretty dirty. Remember, on every article on Computer Magazine that's syndicated from our providers, the link is at the bottom, and you can go straight to the source to read the rest of the article if there's more than is what is on our site. So let's read the rest of this. AT&T's letter about the Time Warner purchase also promised these benefits: short-form programming optimized for presentation on mobile devices, interactive and personalized methods of viewing sports and other live events, integration of professionally produced content with virtual reality or augmented reality services, services that encourage customers to combine professionally produced content with their own creative content and share the results on social media, greater choice, convenience, and value in programming bundles. Overall, AT&T said the merger will help to provide a more compelling alternative to cable companies. Yeah, right. Put simply, this merger is about giving customers what they want, AT&T wrote. Customers will get more attractive bundles of broadband and video services, and new ways to watch video on any device with unprecedented levels of customization and interactivity. AT&T also said the merger will give it incentives to bring 5G upgrades to its wireless network. Time Warner is a programmer that owns HBO, CNN, Warner Brothers, Turner Broadcasting System, and more. It's completely separate from Time Warner Cable, which is now owned by Charter. Senators still think merger could harm customers. Franken is not convinced by AT&T's response. Good going, Mr. Franken. Happy, this is so obvious. These mergers are terrible for customers, especially in the tech world. While I'm glad they responded to me, their letter does little to address my concerns and essentially asks American consumers to trust that that the combined company won't engage in any competitive behavior, raise prices, violate the principles of net neutrality, or decrease access to diverse voices, Franken wrote on Facebook. But we've seen some of these behaviors before, both as a result of the past mergers and straight from AT&T itself. So if I'm being honest, nothing in their letter eases my very serious concerns that this deal will lead to higher prices, fewer choices, and even worse service for you. Yes, it will. Absolutely. This is terrible for customers. Do not allow these mergers to continue. Congress, Senate, President, everybody. AT&T's letter to Senate Democrats said the merger should raise no competitive concerns because the two companies don't compete against each other. AT&T said it has no incentive to prevent other video providers from purchasing Time Warner programming because restricting its distribution would sacrifice revenue and damage Time Warner's reputation. At a recent hearing, senators and critics of the merger said a combined AT&T and Time Warner might either restrict access to programming or charge rival TV providers a higher price to carry it, which would in turn raise customers' cable TV bills. Senators also discuss AT&T's practice of exempting its own video from its mobile data caps while charging rivals for the same privileged treatment. AT&T runs one of the country's largest mobile networks and its largest cable or satellite TV provider thanks to the acquisition of DirecTV in 2015. Senator Edward Markey of Massachusetts remained skeptical after reading AT&T's letter saying we need an objective review from the Justice Department and the FCC to truly evaluate how merging two massive companies into one behemoth will benefit my constituents and consumers from coast to coast. The Justice Department must review the merger for potential antitrust problems, and President Donald Trump once claimed that his administration will not approve it because it's too much concentration of power in the hands of too few, quote unquote. But the FCC, which can block mergers if they don't benefit the public interest, is unlikely to be involved. The merging company's plan is for Time Warner to shed any FCC licenses that would trigger the FCC merger review. Although our plans are subject to change, we currently anticipate that Time Warner will not need to transfer any of its FCC licenses to AT&T to maintain its business operations, AT&T wrote. Almost all of Time Warner's existing licenses are used only for internal communications anyways. They do not provide FCC-regulated services to the public. And here's some comments that people made on Ars Technical about this. This comes from SRAS. I bet I can count the number of customers sitting around thinking, gee, I wish AT&T and Time Warner would merge so I could have more relevant advertising on one finger. You can probably guess which finger. Yes, very much true. And this next comment from T3H something. Am a current AT&T U-verse customer, can confirm this is none of what I want. And then from Chipmunk DJE, a friend of mine has this crazy idea. Let them do all these crazy mergers. Then, once they form their Voltron equivalent of Ma Bell, bring in the feds to break them up along media lines. This is the only way he feels the government could ever get these cable companies to separate cable from the internet. We went through this in 1984 with the breakup of Ma Bell. And yeah, I think the day will come when they will be broken up all over again. And frankly, it's about time. Hey everyone, thanks so much for tuning in to Computer Magazine. Remember to visit us at computermagazine.com. And if you want to call live during the show, it's 408-337-2775. And if you'd like to get into the message group, then go to computermagazine.com/chat. And you can chat with me and anybody else who joins the chat room. Also, join us on all the other social networks. Facebook.com/computermagazine.com. That's our page. Make sure you like it. Facebook.com/groups/computermagazine. That's the group. Make sure you join it. Twitter.com/computermagazi. That's computer, MAGAZI. And the same for Pinterest, Pinterest.com, Computer Magazine. Instagram.com/Computer Magazine. And on LinkedIn, we're at linkedin.com/company/Computer Magazine if you want to follow the company. And on Google Plus, it's plus.google.com/plus Computer Magazine. And make sure to subscribe to us on YouTube at youtube.com/Computer Magazine. And if you have anything that you want to send to me, my email is editor@computermagazine.com. So this next story is just hilarious. It's called the Jolly Roger Telephone Company at jollyrogertelephone.com. And it is run by a man named Roger Anderson. And he has built robots to speak to telemarketers, and which I don't think is nearly the problem it used to be, but it's still hilarious. And he also built a robot to, or an automated calling machine. I don't know, they don't show the device, but to call back those people doing the your Windows is infected scam, who have you call them in India or wherever they are and pay them for their support because they are Microsoft. If you've heard any of those calls, some of them people have been tricking those guys have been hilarious, but it's really a sad and disgusting scam. So congrats to this guy for building these machines to do this. So let's take a look. He made an appearance on the Screensavers, which is Twit Network. And we are going to take a look at his appearance on there and then talk about it.
Yeah. Not my cup of tea or plate. I want to walk over and say hi to Roger Anderson. We've had him on before. I'm really thrilled to welcome Jolly Roger back. Hello, Roger. Jolly.
Thank you. Thanks for having me back. Thanks. Great to see you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So last time we talked about the Jolly Roger Phone Company, jollyrogerphonecompany.com.
JollyRogerTelephone.com. Right.
Okay.
Right. Couldn't get Jolly Roger naturally.
You were harassing telemarketers by creating robots that would waste their time.
Correct. Calls would come into you. You determine it's a telemarketer. Rather than hang up so they can call somebody else right away, you engage a robot. The robot will chat with them for a while and waste their time.
And we've listened to, I don't know if you remember this, but we listened to the calls. It's hysterical.
Thank you.
This was something you just thought up?
It was completely whimsical. It was only meant to protect my own line at home. And then, and to protect the network, right? Because I love telephones, and I want to protect the telecom network from telemarketing, which I think is bad for the telephone network.
Yeah.
So how long do these response pranks go on? Like, what's an average length of time that you can keep a telemarketer on the line with these canned responses?
I have a lot of calls that are 5 to 10 minutes.
5 to 10 minutes.
5 to 10 minutes with
telemarketers. Do they
telemarketers.
just give up and be like, "Oh, I'm being played" at some point in time and surrender, or is it?
Most of the time, they think either it's a real person messing with them, or it's somebody who's just really dumb.
Is there a difference?
They don't get mad, in other words. They don't say, stop messing.
Oh, they get mad.
They get mad.
Yeah, they get mad.
Do
The
they
robots
shout?
don't get mad. Yes, they shout,
Can
they
you
swear.
play, do we have, it's all on the website, there's tons of them, and you have a call of the day and everything.
There's a bee on me. Hang on. There's a bee on
So
my
this
arm.
is the robot.
This is
It's
a
actually you.
Right.
Okay.
Is it going to sting you?
You know what?
You okay?
You keep talking. I'm not going to talk, though, but go ahead and keep talking. Say that part again. And I'm just going to
Say what part again?
because of this bee.
Because of the bee?
So that's the telemarketer.
It's
Hello?
totally crawling up my arm. It's crawling on my arm.
So you're just going to
Freaking
let it
me
crawl,
out.
or you can actually flick it
It's not
before
mad.
it does
I guess
anything
it's
to you.
okay. Anyway,
That is-
so sorry. You can talk. Go ahead. Keep talking.
Yeah, I was saying you can, you know, you can flick it or shoot it away and it won't sting you, right?
Sure.
You
Yeah,
just
so why would you let
these
it crawl on your arm?
delays are not. They're just
Okay. It's
in
gone.
there.
Hey.
You're not waiting for him to talk.
okay,
or
I
anything.
am.
you know
No,
what?
it's,
Oh, you
it's,
are.
it's complicated. It's an algorithm.
So it's responsive.
It is. It is. Yeah. No.
How's this going? Is it going well?
It's going well. I have a lot of traffic, a lot of people interested in using it. I now offer a subscription service for $6 a year. You can sign up, and these robots will protect your lines at home. I can
What was
intercept the
URL?
calls.
What was the website again?
JollyRogerTelephone.com.
Okay, there you
so
go.
if you hate telemarketing, it's a great way to deal with telemarketers.
We got to hurry this up. My Apple Watch tells me the food's gonna be ready in 5
Oh
minutes.
gosh. Okay. All right. So
You
Good.
got a new idea, which
Well-
sounds to me vaguely illegal. But go ahead, tell me. About
Okay,
this.
so we're all familiar, especially you and your audience, we're familiar with the Windows pop-up that says your
Hate
computer is
those.
infected by a virus. Right?
Hate those.
Yeah.
And I had a caller the other day on the radio show. Her elderly aunt, she would tell her over and over again, no, that's not real. And she continued to call back, pay the money. She said, but no, they said I had to call hundreds of dollars. And she
Oh,
couldn't.
that is extortion.
It just breaks
It's
my heart.
abuse.
It breaks my heart.
Right. So, you know, I don't like telemarketing, and a lot of telemarketers are scammers, and it kind of crosses over. I got a pop-up. I don't know how it happened. You know, I just got the pop-up one day, and I said, you know, I've got these robots, and I work on phone systems. I'm going to call this number back 100 times on 20 simultaneous channels.
That's the part that sounds illegal.
Doesn't it? It does. It does. Right? Now,
Not that there's anything wrong with
No,
it.
right.
If you
right?
entirely leave
So-
it, that sounds like a complete.
So it really does, right? Now, these scammers are clearly engaging in illegal activity themselves.
And they're not in the U.S.
They're offshore,
Yeah.
right?
So they're probably not protected by U.S.
They're
law.
probably not, right? And so, right, you know, it's a very vague telecom law. I've been on just the edge of telecom law. Telecom law is very complicated, right?
The only reason I say it might be illegal is I remember I wrote a robo-dialer back in the 80s, I think.
Okay.
And I remember there were limits on how many times you could redial a number, things like that.
Okay.
Like you could only call a number like 8 times before it was illegal. Now that was a long
Oh
time
wow,
ago.
something mini.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm wondering but so far you haven't found any rule against it. Have you been doing this?
I have mostly as an experiment because it's like whack-a-mole, right? There's only so much.
But what you'd like to do is unleash the hounds.
I really would. I can flood those. If you get a pop-up with that number, I can hit that number so hard on so many channels that no other calls
So
get
this
through.
is just telephonic
Wait a minute.
DDoS.
He's going to DDoS them.
Yeah. Who with the telephone?
Yeah, I can
And
do
fake
it.
bots.
Right?
That's
Right.
definitely illegal.
/ awesome.
So can we do it?
We can do it. Yeah, we can do it. And I've done it. I've taken numbers out of service. Now, some call centers.
I have many lines.
Some call centers have a few agents, but a lot of lines.
Yeah.
And in that case, I'm consuming their 800, their toll-free service. I'm congesting their internet pipes. I'm doing all
You
kinds
might
of.
even be costing them money because
oh
800.
no, you must be.
I am costing them money because they're paying.
Right.
They're paying for those incoming calls, right? Some call centers only have a couple people, right? Many of these call centers will have to cycle the numbers quickly.
Salmon's done.
Okay.
That's all right.
Let's
No,
eat.
keep talking.
Okay.
It's just going to sit there. They're fine, but you see,
Okay.
it's ready.
I'm
it looks
curious
delicious.
how big is the scamming network out there that's abusing these people, telling them they have viruses and they need to call in and pay money. How big is that industry? 'Cause I've
Well,
never seen it myself in the wild.
It's funny because I'm starting to learn. Like in much the same way I was very naive about inbound telemarketing and how prevalent it was. I hadn't realized there were so many campaigns, so many scammers that rely on inbound calls, right? And there are a lot of them, and there are thousands and thousands of these numbers that pop all the time.
Microsoft will never do this. This isn't Microsoft
Correct.
popping up these
That's correct.
warnings.
Right.
I've had an inbound, people call me saying I'm calling from Windows.
Right.
But this is the new
I'm calling
scam.
from Windows.
Yeah, they say I'm
Oh,
calling
that's-
from
it's
Windows.
Like, okay, I can call
You
people who run
haven't
Windows.
received any of those
I don't
yet?
answer any number on my cell phone. I can't. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I've been writing on the
So
internet
this
for
is
too many
pretty
years.
prevalent, and there's mostly scamming older people, less
Right,
sophisticated
right.
people. So, but now the pop-up's probably even more effective because that gets the people to call them.
It does, and if they can inject these on malicious ads or domains that are just typo domains and things like that, then they can just, worldwide they can get people calling in. So.
Wow. So are we going to, can we do that? Are we going to start doing this now?
Well, I'm working on some robots designed for this. The robots that I use today for telemarketing work well. Once they realize that they're being attacked, their only choice is to disconnect the number, right?
Wow.
They know the course. They can't put a wall in front of
I'm trying not
them.
to use it. It gives me all these virus warnings, but it's hard not to use your computer.
So this is
you
an
ever notice
outbound
that?
call.
Anyway, do you want to help me with these virus warnings? Like, can you do that? You want to help?
Yes.
Okay, I should have grabbed a pen earlier.
You're not live, right? This
My
is a
doctor
robot.
told
This
me
is
to write
automated.
this stuff down, so my memory is really bad. But I have a pen now, and I'm ready to listen. So start over. I got a pen. Okay, that pen
and may I
doesn't
know
work.
that you're calling from which?
I've been trying to write on it while we're on the phone. So hang on. Here's a Sharpie. This one works. Okay, go ahead. Keep talking.
You're calling from which state?
Oh, that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
You can't understand what he's saying.
You're calling from which state? I'm asking you.
The robot doesn't care.
Yeah?
It's going to do its job. Yeah.
Okay, I've run out of room on my hand.
I'm asking.
I didn't have any paper, so I was writing on my hand while you were talking. But I'm back at my desk now, and I've got paper, and I've got a working pen, and I think my meds are wearing off, so I can concentrate a little better. So now, go ahead. Start over. What were you saying?
Andy? Andy?
Mm-hmm.
And off he goes, right? Because that's the 400th call that they've received today.
They're starting
from
to
these
wise
robots,
up.
right? Yes, they start to wise up. They don't know what to do. Right?
400?
Well, no, more than that. Much more than that.
How many is much more than that? Like 4,000?
I've made thousands of calls into these call centers, right? Because some call centers can handle it, and it takes thousands of calls to crush
So
them.
your robot will keep trying until it gets the
they
busy
even
that
if they
says
recognize it's a robot and they hang up the phone,
can't. It's
2
a
seconds
DDoS.
later another call's coming
Right.
in and it's tying and right. So yeah, it's there. Some of these numbers are knocked out of service. They have to cycle the numbers. I could really use help from your audience.
What would you like us to do? Because anything you want.
Well,
We'll do.
there's when they cycle a number, there must be a publishing source of these numbers. These pop-ups will pop in. I think
Because
dynamically
they have
they're
to get
pulling.
back into the pop-up.
Right. So these pop-ups.
they're going to a website probably or.
If the pop-ups if the number's hard-coded in the pop-up, then great, because the number's out of service,
broke
right?
it.
But very likely their images or their phone numbers that are pulled dynamically from some IP address somewhere, right? And finding the source of the publishing of those numbers.
So
I can knock them out 5 minutes later. 5 minutes after they publish a new number, I can knock that new
would
number
you
out.
like our audience to get a pop-up and tell you where?
That's working well,
Yeah.
but because there are so many. So yes, absolutely, report the pop-ups to me through jollyrogertelephone.com. There's some contact info on there, right? But really what I could really use help with is some automation on this, right? I can automate the killing off of these numbers. I can pound them into the dust.
Yeah.
But I could really use, but I don't want to.
So would this be somebody with asterisk skills, or what kind of skills?
This would be more of someone on the domain side, or on the can look through the source code of the pop-up and say,
find out where they're
here we
getting
go. This
these
is the IP
numbers
address
from.
that these numbers are coming from, right?
Okay.
So that would be the way to do
How
it.
can they contact you?
Well, I'm Roger at jollyrogertelephone.com, Facebook, Twitter, and then of course the website. It's all the contact info is on jollyrogertelephone.com. So
Is it? This says jollyrogertelco.com. Is that wrong?
same thing.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the Twitter.
You're doing the work.
Oh,
of the
thank you
Lord.
so
So,
much.
Roger
Would you like some
Anderson
I'd
of
love
the
some.
Jolly Roger Telephone Company. Again, his website is at jollyrogertelephone.com. And we're going to go there and take a look at some of his videos. How about we do that, or listen to some of his calls anyway? I don't think he actually has videos, although he might. So why don't we listen to a couple of his hilarious calls? More home improvements. Robot plays all the way through twice. Let's take a look at this one. This should be funny.
Hello? Yeah. Hello?
I'd like to speak to Mr. Joseph.
Yeah.
Joseph, please.
Wait, is this a real person?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so I just woke up.
I
from a
thought you
nap.
hung
I'm
up.
still kind of groggy, and I took some medicine that doesn't help. So, you know that
Hello?
feeling when you just wake up, you need a couple minutes to think and figure out what's going on, maybe get some coffee. Do you drink coffee? Hey, honey, is there any coffee left?
I thought you hung up, sir. There's no need to act like that on the phone.
I'm so all the way. So
okay. Oh, goodbye.
Slower. Who's this?
Hello. I'm from the California homeless. We are licensed contractors looking for work. I thought you hung up. I heard several clicks. That's why I hesitated. But anyway, we had sent mailers out saying that we're going to be on a drive in the neighborhood giving homeowners big discounts, giving them free estimates and lower costs on any kind of home improvement work.
Hang on.
And I was wondering.
Hang on. There's a bunch going on here. Hang on.
Who?
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead. Who's this? What are you calling about again?
We work from the California Homes, and we are sitting.
Right.
As I had said, we had sent flyers out to homeowners in the area saying that we are going to be in the area giving homeowners free estimates, big discounts, and lower prices on any kind of home improvement work. And, you know, we do everything, sir. We do painting. We do remodeling. We even help you save water on the lawn like a lot of homeowners are doing. Sure. And I was wondering, since we're going to be on Pembroke Drive.
Bee on me. Hang on.
What did I do?
There's a bee on my arm.
Uh-oh. Okay. Oh, shoot.
You know what? You keep talking. I'm not going to talk, though, but go ahead and keep talking. Say that part again. And I'm just going to stay quiet because of this bee.
No, it's okay. I hope you get the bee off. No, I was just saying that we're going to be on Drive giving homeowners free estimates, lower prices, and discounts on home improvement work.
Yeah.
Like painting, remodeling. We do flooring. We do everything, driveways. And I was wondering, since we're going to be on your street, is there anything that you were thinking about doing on your home now or 6 months from now? Is there anything you think about doing?
Yeah.
Oh, it is?
It's totally crawling up my arm. It's crawling up my arm.
Oh, okay. You got that bee.
It's freaking me out.
Knock him off.
It's not mad. I guess it's okay. Anyway.
Is that a bumblebee? Is that a bumble? Is that a bumblebee or a wasp? Is it a bumblebee or a wasp? If that's a wasp, he would have stung you by now.
Okay, it's gone. Hey.
Oh, it's gone.
Okay, so you know when I said I was listening to you during the bee thing? Actually, I was just concentrating on the bee. I'm sorry. So can you start over? What were you saying during the bee?
Start over? Well, yeah, I'll start over. As I was saying, I'm Leroy. I'm from the California Homes, and we are licensed contractors looking for work in the area. And we had sent mailers out. And in the mailers, we had said we're giving homeowners big discounts, lower prices, and free estimates on any kind of work you think about doing now or later on your home. And I was saying, since we're going to be on Drive in a neighborhood, is there anything we can come and look at and give you a free estimate on?
Okay.
Is there anything you're thinking about doing, sir?
Yeah.
Okay. And what would that be? Just curious, if you're going to do something, what would it be? On the outside or inside? Hello?
Oh, actually, hey, hang on a second.
Okay.
Yeah? Well, I'm on the phone. Well, we haven't really gotten that far. I'm not sure yet. Sorry. Who? Never mind. Can I talk to you later, huh? Okay, thanks. Bye. Sorry. Okay, I'm back. So, no. Can you start over? Who's this? Why are you calling?
Start over again. I said we're licensed contractors looking for work here.
Oh, my God.
Somebody I went to high school with. So, all right, say that part again.
Okay, right, I'm from California for homes. We're licensed, as I mentioned, we're in the area.
Oh, my God.
Because we are licensed contractors in the area, and we're giving homeowners free estimates and discounts on any kind of work you're thinking about doing now or later, along with lower prices. And I was saying that we do everything from painting, remodeling, flooring, and that's when I stopped, and I was wondering, I was saying this, we're going to be on Drive, neighborhood, and is there anything you think about doing at home? And you said, yeah. And that's when I said, okay, what were you thinking about doing? You said, hold on a second. So that's where we stood. So is there anything you think about doing in your home? Any kind of home improvements?
Okay.
Who's that, sir?
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you better now. So what would you think about doing in your home now later? Any painting or something?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you
Hang on.
painting?
Hang on. There's a bunch going on here. Hang on. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, God.
Who's this? What are you calling about again?
Okay, well, sir, I've said it about 5 times. I appreciate your time, but I was saying that, did you hear I was from, they were licensed contractors with California Home? You heard that, right?
Right.
You heard that part? And then we were in the neighborhood.
You sound exactly like somebody I went to high school with. So, sorry. Say that part again.
We are we're licensed contractors.
Hang on.
Okay, so
Okay. You know what? You keep talking. I'm going to go ahead and keep talking. Say that part again.
No. You said the last. I'll wait on the beat to get off your arm.
Oh my God.
I'll wait on the beat to get off your arm. Okay, I'll say it one more time.
Oh God.
I'm Leo. You got that from the California Home Center, licensed contractors looking for work in the area?
Sure.
Did you get that part?
It's totally crawling my arm. It's crawling
Okay,
my
sir.
arm.
You have a good day,
Taking me
sir.
out.
Thank you, Mr. Have a good day.
Not mad, I guess. It's okay. Anyway, so, sorry, you keep talking. Go ahead. Keep talking.
Okay, then, I was about to leave because I see you're busy now. So I was about to just call you back later. You want me to call you back later, or?
Sure.
Hello, you there, Mr.
Okay, it's gone. Hey, okay, so you know when I said I was listening to you during the bee thing? Actually, I was just concentrating on the bee, I'm sorry. So, can you start over? What were you saying during the bee?
Oh God.
What was I saying, good well? As I was saying again, I'm from the California Homes with licensed contractors looking for work in the area. And we're doing home improvements.
It's kind of rocky, and I took some meds.
Okay, goodbye, sir. Have a good day. Have a good day.
Oh God. That was so hilarious. Oh my God. This guy is doing a public service for everybody and we need to support him. I'm going to try to get this guy on the show. So support this guy. And on to our next story. Well, this next story is from Motherboard and repeated by Mac Rumors, but it says Apple planning to fight proposed right to repair legislation. Now, this says something we've known about Apple for a long time. Their war on companies, independent companies and contractors trying to have the ability to repair their phones and devices, and Apple being the proprietary company it is and wanting to own everything from top to bottom vertically and make every penny they can, they try to put a stop to that. Of course, they use security and other excuses, but anyway, let's check out this article. Apple is preparing to fight proposed right to repair legislation proposed in the Nebraska state legislature, reports Motherboard. The legislation aims to make it easier for both customers and inside repair shops to repair electronics, similar to how car repair works. Nebraska is one of 8 states considering such legislation. In addition to Nebraska, New York, Michigan, Minnesota, Kansas, and Massachusetts are working on similar bills. Well, good for that. Last week, Illinois and Tennessee introduced laws in the same vein. Nebraska, thus far, is the only state to schedule a hearing for the proposed legislation. A source tells Motherboard that Apple will send either a representative, staffer, or lobbyist to argue against the law at the hearing, which is scheduled for March 9th in Lincoln, Nebraska. One of the arguments Apple intends to put forth is that allowing customers to repair their own phone could result in lithium batteries catching fire. Oh, Apple, you're scraping. You're scraping. Apple has successfully lobbied against similar bills in the past. Last year, a bill headed through New York State Legislature was killed due to, in part, lobbying from Apple and IBM. It's that corporate moolah affecting our legislation, even though it's just complete nonsense. A right to repair law would require Apple and other manufacturers to sell repair parts to consumers in independent repair shops and make diagnostic and service manuals available to the public. Currently, Apple runs the Apple Authorized Service Provider program, which requires businesses to let Apple review their financial records, maintain high levels of customer service, establish a credit line with Apple, and promote Apple Care. And you can read the rest of that at Mac Rumors, and the original story is on Motherboard. I'll have both of those links on Computer Magazine. And in this video below in the links. Well, everybody, that's all for today. Tuesday, February 21st, 2017. I am Chris Swearingin. This is Computer Magazine, and this was the Digital Mashup. Make sure you come back tomorrow. We'll go over all the new digital news on the net. In the meantime, check out computermagazine.com. It is updated hourly, and there is more to read on computermagazine.com than you can in a lifetime if you were interested in technology or the digital world. In the meantime, like our page on Facebook, facebook.com/computermagazine.com. Follow us on Twitter. And remember, all the links to the stories we went over here will be in the video in the description. And you will find those stories on computermagazine.com. So see me back here tomorrow.